Let's see. You know, I kind of like Rusev. Let's see which Suzuki it is. Yeah, I'm going to go with Rusev. After all, it is Rusev Day. This is running absolutely awful for some reason, which is mildly alarming. Now on the other side of the board, I think I've got to go with Robert Landolt. So I'll go ahead and hit the button and let the internet know that we are here. Let's see. Something up with my... that's not a good look. Let's see. Let's see, what can I actually advertise? Because that match hasn't been announced yet.
Fight!
Yo, what's happening, GK? Computer is running extremely slow, which I'm kind of concerned about. So let me first post to Facebook and Twitter, and then just close Chrome, because that's usually the problem. Do I have something else that is open that would be causing issues? I can close that. Alright. So yeah, looks like we got Handsome Rusev versus Robert Landolt in the dark match contest. And I'm not sure who I like more in this matchup. So on one hand, it is Rusev Day. And, you know, Rusev usually performs pretty well on Rusev Day. But Robert Landolt is just an absolute monster on the links, although how well that translates into the squared circle is another story altogether. Robert Landolt shot into that corner turnbuckle, but right now Rusev and Landolt just circling one another. Big drop kick to the chest. Yeah, man, like, definitely, like, there's two ways I can, like, kind of attack that. One, like I said, that situation, and, like, I'm not gonna get into, like, huge details. Like, hey, that is a shitty place to be, and, like, I'm not gonna ask you to do more work, like, when you are not in a place that you want to be working. And two, like, I acknowledge that anything my friends do for me for this stream, like, I am asking my friends to work for free, right? So, like, I will never be upset if somebody's like, hey, I planned on shooting this thing, but actually I'm not free. It's like, you know what? It's all good. Like, where you're having a good time. Kind of gave Zero that same, yeah, what's happening, Nick? Gave Zero that same speech Saturday when I went over to his place to record a sketch that maybe we'll get to this week. As you know, interference is totally arbitrary and usually doesn't happen. Oh, that would have been cool. Yeah, I just wish, like, for everything else this game has, because, like, you have such precise control over almost everything else that, like, how limited your control over interference is just so surprising to me. That being said, if it doesn't trigger this week, all in, it happens next week, because next week it's a trios match. And like I said, I was watching Mel Bash when Melly was doing that a month or so ago, and interference happened in every match just because the damage check happens across all 6 characters instead of across 2 characters. That fallaway slam took a lot more out of Rusev than it did out of Robert Landolt. Rusev firing up. It's Rusev Day, but double arm DDT. But Rusev to his feet immediately and continuing to lay into the champion of big tournament golf. Sambo suplex, dropping Landolt right on his neck, and Rusev trying to break Landolt's back, make him humble with the accolade. And Rusev is in the driver's seat in this contest. Also gotta say, like getting into that, like, commentator character, it feels very much like getting into like customer service voice. Back when I worked in food. It's like, actually, I'm feeling kind of not great today. I don't know, like, did not get enough sleep and just, like, felt kind of lousy for most of the day. But it's like, oh wait. Then I started getting into my rhythm and I was like, oh yeah, no, I can keep this energy up for 2 hours. That's Robert Landolt, another big sit-out lariat. And both men absolutely drained. Hold on just a moment. Landolt with the ultimate disrespect. Big DDT once again. Both men laid out. Rusev to his feet first. Landolt following right behind. Big gut wrench suplex from the Neo Turf champion. And Rusev is on Dream Street right now. What's happening, Zoe? What's happening, Blake? Oh, I've never seen that emote before. Who's that? And once again, the accolade trying to break Landolt's back, make him humble, but Landolt refusing to be submitted. That man has challenged Germany, Australia, the United States, and Japan, and will not be submitted by the Bulgarian brute. Big German suplex, too. And no, even that is not enough. Rusev running the ropes, and capo kick to the back of the head. Men needing to dig deep here. Robert Landolt thinks this might be enough. It very well may be. No, only a 2 count. The Bulgarian brute has a little bit more left in the tank. Back switch, backdrop, but Rusev foot on the bottom rope. This match will continue. This has absolutely no right to be the dark match. These 2 men are going to war with one another. Rusev going for the cover. Landolt now getting a foot on the bottom rope. And now Landolt sent to the outside. Rusev following him. And these two men will battle it out. This padding not thick whatsoever. And I think Landolt's head just collided with the bottom of that guardrail. And a big Sambo suplex. Rusev is looking to hurt Robert Landolt. Harada's count at 13. Rusev getting fired up and Landolt cutting him off. Landolt once again running the ropes, going for that big lariat. He connects, but he's not finished. Rusev once again out on his feet and massive sit-out lariat. That could be enough. No, Rusev springs to his feet, not allowing Landolt to continue that offensive onslaught. And big backdrop. But Rusev once again to his feet. Landolt shutting him down. Deadlift German suplex. That has to be at 1, 2, 3 count fall. As I said, a man that has competed all over the world. Germany, the United States, Australia, Japan, besting the Bulgarian Brute in a Blake's House wrestling ring. Once again, just absolutely offensive that Dave only giving this 4.5. That is at least a 4 3/4 contest. But, see, we've got a handful of people already here in the chat, so let's not waste anybody's time as that dark match ran a little bit long. Everybody get on your feet, make some noise as we are about to begin another edition of Blake's House Professional Wrestling. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I said just a few moments ago, we have another fine edition of Blake's House Professional Wrestling to get to this evening, but I'm afraid I've got to share some concerning news with you folks at home. Maglow is missing. He has not been seen since DJ Dix charged the ring during the Maglow Open Challenge last week. We were unable to get in touch with him after the show, and he is not at the arena tonight. Now taking his place in the Maglow Open Challenge, his longtime friend and current tag team partner, COLBY, will be holding court in the Blake's House wrestling ring for the COLBY Open Challenge. However, this is a particularly troublesome situation for COLBY to be in, as COLBY and Maglow currently hold Blake's House Tag Team Gold. And if a #1 contender is determined before Maglow is able to be located, that team may be forced to vacate their titles. But thus far, there is no current #1 contender. That championship is safe for the time being. And right now, our main concern is figuring out exactly what is going on with Maglow. But on to some good news, of course. We have the matches that you would look forward to on any given Blake's House show. The KOF TV Championship, of course, will be defended. And in tonight's main event... Hold on just a moment here. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, in tonight's main event, looks like I booked 11 matches instead of 10 tonight. Sometimes that happens. We have the resolution of the Chopshop Tag Team Tournament sponsored by the Source Magazine. And of course, you know what that means. That John Newton and Robert Walsh going head-to-head against the Firm for the Chopshop Tag Team Championship. $50,000 and a brand new SUV, once again, courtesy of the Source Magazine. And that is going to be our main event tonight. But, well, I gave it up just a moments ago. We have an extra long card tonight. One more match than our typical fare. Let's see. So let us go ahead and get into our first contest of the evening. As you can see, El Idolo and Devon Ramos going up against the New Faces team from last week. Reis and Yuri Yamaneko. And this is sure to be a high-energy, high-paced, action-packed contest. And will certainly be a good lucha thing. So let us go ahead and get into that contest right now. Four competitors barely able to contain that energy. Like I said, this is going to be action-packed from bell to bell. Yamaneko, the Wildcat, be on the lookout for her shotgun dropkick, but it looks like El Idolo and Reis starting this contest out first. Dragon Screw already targeting the legs of El Idolo, trying to take away some of that speed and agility, and El Idolo responding back with a Dragon Screw of his own. Snap suplex. It looks like both teams right now in the feeling out process, trying to figure out exactly where they need to go to get started, and Reis already hitting the ropes, shotgun dropkick right to the face. But El Idolo just one step ahead with that spinning toe hold. And sandwich Inseguri setting up Ramos as he begins to work the legs of Reis. Call him the world's tallest cruiserweight at nearly 2 meters tall, but under 200 pounds. And headlock will force Reis to get that rope break. Reis getting to her own corner. And bringing Yamaneko into this contest. Oop, rolling through cover, but not even a 1 count. And Ramos trapping the arm. Luring Yamaneko into a false sense of security with that mount position. But Yuri now throwing those educated feet. But El Idolo, amazing display of agility, not allowing himself to be launched into that orange Gatorade corner. And Yamaneko getting fired up. There's a big drop kick. As I said, those drop kicks of hers just absolutely devastating. Hold on to Samoa, float over, and DDT. And once again, targeting the legs of El Idolo. Looks like that appears to be the strategy for this new Faces team. Big kick to the head, and Reis protecting her teammate. And El Idolo briefly dazed, but going to what works. On STO and sweep, and Reis unable to protect herself. And Ramos, a submission specialist. You know, we call Zack Sabre the Noodle Man, but Ramos certainly fits the bill as well. Oh my God, just springboard and body splash, but only getting a 1 count out of that hold. And once again, headlock takeover. Ramos trying to slow Reis down a little bit. And Reis going to once again go back to her own corner. Yeah. Going for that throwback enziguri, unable to find its mark. Hold on, Shiranui, sliced bread, the greatest thing since sliced bread, of course. We call that sliced bread number 2. And hold on, another STO and sweep, and that is going to set El Idolo up for a boot to the side of the head. Yeah. From Yamaneko, the Wildcat. Yamaneko going up top, and guillotine to the back of the head, rolls through cover, but somehow El Idolo able to get something on that bottom rope. Possibly a rope break by the horns of his mask. And now it is Yuri with that spectacular display of agility in the orange Gatorade corner. Yeah. Enziguri throwback does not find its mark, but that Irish whip will. Possibly going for a Frankensteiner, but Ramos had it scouted. Big shotgun dropkick again from Reis. Ramos now shooting Sarah into the corner. Pop-up cutter. And now double armbar as Reis is defenseless on the mat. Going for some kind of reverse Rana, but transitioned into an electric chair and into a bow and arrow hold from Sarah Reis, and that's going to clear the blue Gatorade corner as El Idolo comes in to assist his teammate. And once again, double armbar from Devon Ramos. Reis struggling to break the hold. Dragon screw leg whip. That is going to give Ramos an opportunity to get that blue Gatorade corner, bring El Idolo into this contest, and Reis will do the same, and now both corners cleared out. And flipping senton. And the flippy shit has begun as El Idolo coming out with a bang. And once again, armbar, and this time Reis will clear the corner and assist her teammate. And into a double armbar of her own. suplex from Yuri, and both competitors laid out on the mat. Yuri coming out on top in that exchange. But a Canadian Destroyer will allow El Idolo to get to his own corner, and Reis is in trouble here. Day's going to create an opportunity for Ramos now to lock on a hold, but too close to that orange Gatorade corner as Sarah Reis able to cover for her teammate. Kick to the side of the head from Yuri, and that will create another opportunity for a switch. And sunset flip powerbomb of her own now. Ramos able to kick out under his own power as Yuri was able to make the cutoff. Big Frankensteiner, and that is going to get Reis up to the top rope. Diving elbow drop, buries it in the heart of Devon Ramos, but critical mistake from this new competitor. Backing off, allowing him to make the switch. And now, moonsault double stomp as Idolo goes to the top rope once again. Cover, 1, 2, 3 count fall. And there you can see the experience of Ramos and Idolo coming into play. Reis and Yamaneko, new to Blake's House Television, certainly not new to competing in the squared circle, but possibly their nerves getting the best of them, and that will allow Idolo and Ramos to pick up the victory. And hold on, getting something from the Knicks Wrestling Organization camp. Hold on just a moment here.
Good job on your audition, Matt. You passed. Even though you lost at Jim Jack this week, it doesn't really matter because it's my show and I kind of make the rules. So, you're going to be facing Dick Bruiser for the world title tonight, or whenever Chris wants to post it. So, have fun.
And, well, it looks like... I really don't know what to say. Matthew Knapp has been bested both on the Judgment Pro Wrestling Special as well as by the clear frontrunner for the Knicks Wrestling Organization Championship in Jim Jack, but looks like Vidala allowing Matthew Knapp not only to cut the line, but throwing all procedure out the window. Matthew Knapp is NWN, but we'll have to get to that contest a little bit later tonight as we have Shenjo going head-to-head with David Clement.
Hi.
In tonight's second contest. And Blake at ringside directing traffic. Making sure the crowd is involved. Hold on. Shenjo going for that ultimate Space Jam early? No, hold on. What is this? Oh my god. Poison Frankensteiner off the top turnbuckle, and we are not even 2 minutes into this contest. Shenjo absolutely means business here. And David is going to not need to focus on winning this match, but surviving one-on-one with Shenjo right now. This is a tougher Shenjo, a more brutal Shenjo. And Shenjo now Hold on, muscle buster. He is pulling out all the stops in that corner turnbuckle. 1, 2, and count 2. Big spine buster, and Shenjo in complete control of this contest. David doing everything he can, but just getting pushed back by Shenjo here, but that last kick to the gut seems to have done it. Big boy senton getting him a little bit of breathing room. Ooh, goes for that big chop, doesn't quite find its mark, and Shenjo now. Big elbow, buries it in the back, and once again going for that kick to the gut, but Shenjo has it scouted. Roaring lariat, just crushing blow to the throat of David, but a Mongolian chop will be the equalizer as David locks on that giant swing. Both competitors on the mat. Shenjo to his feet first. There's that big chop once again. David trying to measure Shenjo. But measure twice, cut once, but he took just a little bit too long. And Shenjo cuts him down with that German suplex. Absolutely gorgeous bridge, and Shenjo calling for the finish. And Shenjo now putting David up top. And there it is. He's had his chance, done his dance, and taken David Clement to the Space Jam. But David gets a shoulder off the mat. I don't know how he's done it. Big power slam cover, 1, 2. And David somehow finding a second wind, but a devastating screwdriver will put David into the mat one more time. And big belly-to-belly overhead suplex. David hanging on in this match, but not being given a single opportunity to get any offense in. And another belly-to-belly overhead suplex cover, 1, 2, and 3 count fall. And once again, with Blake at ringside, possibly assisting to direct traffic a little bit, Shenjo picking up a victory over David in tonight's contest. And just got word from the matchmakers that championship match is official tonight. Nick's Wrestling Organization heavyweight title is on the line. Matthew Knapp up against Dick Bruiser in a landmine death match. But let us keep this show rolling, ladies and gentlemen. We have got a lot of wrestling to get through. And two competitors we have not seen in quite a while. Joey Bagi and GDX. Going to be going head to head. Let's go ahead and get into this contest and we can go over the tail of the tape. Joey calling himself the uncrowned king of Judgment Pro Wrestling. a man that is always at the top of the card, always near the top of those popularity polls in Judgment Pro Wrestling, but never quite able to make it to the top of the mountain. A man holding that Judgment Pro Wrestling Championship for several weeks now. But a win against GDX would be crucial in getting a look from the Judgment Pro Wrestling offices. And GDX, of course, well known all over the world. A fierce competitor dating as far back as the early 2000s. Once again making his presence felt in a Blake's House professional wrestling ring. Both of these competitors, pure strikers with devastating kicks. However, GDX certainly very comfortable with those joint locks. He is a student of professional wrestling. But be on the lookout for those vicious knee strikes from GDX and those devastating super kicks from Joey Bagi. But Joey had that kick scouted, reverses into a dragon screw, and GDX changes his plan of attack a little bit, grabs a hold, and plants Joey with the DDT. Joey responding back with a snapmare and locks on the sharpshooter. GDX going to need to power out, and he does, just a little bit too far away from the rope. Both competitors just trying to feel each other out here. Headlock takeover, but GDX getting a foot on the bottom rope, and now big power bomb, just planting him. Hold on. No, Joey rolling through. Joey showcasing his own technical prowess as he reverses that mount position. GDX once again going for that mount, but Joey rolling through again, putting him in another pinning predicament. As I said, Joey is the uncrowned king of Judgment Pro Wrestling. He is certainly good enough to compete with the likes of A-Man, the Gatekeeper, and the Cyborg, but just never quite been tapped for that heavyweight title opportunity. And right now, sharpshooter once again, and GDX in trouble.
5 minutes gone.
GDX shot into that corner turnbuckle. Joey measuring him with a jab. But GDX getting out of that corner, and once again, Joey locking on the sharpshooter, and once again, just a little bit too far from that bottom rope. GDX can't quite reach. And Joey is in total control right now. But GDX responding back, elbow to the back of the head. But Joey cuts him off with that Frankensteiner. And Joey now planting GDX center of the ring, getting fired up here. Springboard elbow, buries it right on the stars on his chest. Hold on, mount position again, and hold on, locks on that guillotine choke, but Joey able to slip out. And Joey once again.
Are you ready?
This time we are crossing laterally, and another springboard elbow drop. The combo kick doesn't find its mark as Joey sidesteps, and hold on, Joey tuning up here, and a super kick. This man said, "We are not finished just yet, ladies and gentlemen," but once again going for that guillotine choke, trying to take the life out of Joey. But Joey going up top and falling fist. This time buries it into the lower back of GDX, but hold on, GDX rolls through, cover. But hand on the bottom rope will keep Joey alive in this contest. Big suplex, that's going to send Joey to the outside, and GDX going to pursue this fight in front of the commentary desk, but Dragon's Screw leg whip from Joey.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Harada's count at 9, but this fight will continue. Hold on.
12, 13,
And Joey going to the well on that
15.
backflip elbow a third time in this contest. Joey possibly calling for the finish here. A diving elbow. And GDX is in dire straits. Cover 1, 2, 3 count fall. And Joey picking up a victory in an absolutely dominant fashion over GDX in that contest. Joey possibly looking to make a statement to the Judgment Pro Wrestling, to the Blake's House Wrestling, to the Knicks Wrestling Organization offices, saying, hey, give me a shot. But, actually, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a pretty good-sized crowd in the chat. I believe it is going to be time for the COLBY Battle Royal. I'm going to need some names to figure out exactly who is competing in the Battle Royal that will determine the opponent of COLBY in tonight's semi-main event. I can see that Frank Vista once again punching his ticket first in line. Oh yeah, we could put the Rapture in here. I am totally cool with that. I am gonna veto DJ Dix only because, like, there's kind of an angle going. Although, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. I am cool with both of those things. Alright. I see, well, actually, Drew, you are in a match tonight. So, I'm not saying you can't work double duty. You've done it before. But just making you aware that you are booked. We can get Chewbacca in here. We haven't seen him on Blake's House TV in a while. Actually, I don't think he was officially in a real-ass TV match, because that was before I started archiving my shit. You know what? I'm going to put one name in here for reasons. You know, we haven't seen Redacted in a little while. Could certainly do that, and could also do Stone Cold Steve Austin, if we want to make that the final two. So I think that's going to be the 7 names that are competing in the in the COLBY Open Challenge Battle Royal. So let us go ahead and get into this match right now. And it is already total chaos in this match. And once again, DJ Dix just disrespecting the sanctity of that Blake's House wrestling ring. He has taken Maglow's spot in the Maglow Open Challenge time and time again. This time, looking to compete against COLBY as a challenger. That is not the only storyline in this contest. Of course, you see the Rapture, an absolute monster of a man. Only been pinned once on Blake's House television. Never been submitted. Trying to earn his way into tonight's semi-main events. As Chewbacca and DJ Dix battle it out in that orange Gatorade corner. And Chewbacca lifted and dropped by his opponent onto the back of his neck. DJ Dix shot into the ropes but protects himself. And everybody fighting so very close to the ropes. It's so dangerous. Because at any given moment, you can be sent over the side, onto the mat, and eliminated, and the Rapture very nearly was. Hold on, Billy Gunn just slamming Vista to the mat now. And Steve Austin just slugging it out with DJ Dix. Frank Vista delivering repeated kicks to the crown of his opponent, but is forced to break the hold as the chaos around him just becomes too much to be able to focus on one man at a time. And the Rapture just using those absolutely enormous hands, just trying to crush Jasper, a competitor that is as hard as stone. Big takedown, but Austin reverses and repeated punches to the crown forces Frank Vista to break away. And we have not yet seen an elimination in this contest. And I take that back, as Frank Vista, the first competitor eliminated in this match. And Steve Austin eliminating his opponent in that last exchange there. We are down to 6. DJ Dix just taking it to the Rapture. With those repeated and vicious assaults to the groin. And hold on, sleeper drop from Mr. Ass. Cover 1, 2. And 2.9, not quite enough to put away Austin. And hold on, DJ Dix going up top. Diving elbow doesn't find its mark, and Chewbacca trying to rip the arms off of DJ Dix. You can see the frustration building on Chewbacca as DJ Dix connects with the Psycho Ball, just crushing Austin's chest. And Austin sent to the outside. He will be going home as we are down to 5. Chewbacca repeated clubbing blows to the chest and the back. DJ Dix laid out on the mat. Big fall-away slam from the badass Billy Gunn. Count 2. Chewbacca will stay in this contest. Big lariat. And Chewbacca now chasing DJ Dix once again. And Mr. Ass possibly signaling for the Famouser, but cut off immediately by the Rapture. Cover 1, 2, count 2. Chewbacca still has a lot more left in the tank. This man has seen 9 movies and several seasons of TV. It's going to take a lot more than that to put him away.
10 minutes gone.
DJ Dix shot into a very crowded corner, but able to fight his way out. And devastating lariat, and now trying to put the Rapture away, but only a count of 2. Mr. Ass holding his own in a field of juggernauts. But that is, you've got to hand it to the King of the Ring 99 champion. His strategy is certainly on point in this contest. On DJ Dix, flattening Chewbacca with the Maglo driver, sending a message. And once again, we do not know where Maglo is. Hold on. Blazing tornado! And Billy Gunn absolutely flattened by Jasper. And Chewbacca literally trying to remove the arms of these competitors. 1, 2. Not quite enough to put either competitor away. And DJ Dix slammed to the mat by Chewbacca, but jackhammer 1, 2. No, oh my God. Mario just going back and forth. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, but no one able to pick up a victory at this point in the match. And hold on, gravity squeeze. But Chewbacca trying to fight his way out of the hold, and he does. But DJ Dix just puts him away with that 1-2 combination. Big double power bomb. And another sleeper drop from Mr. Ass as Jasper connects with a jackhammer, but DJ Dix breaking up the cover. Curious bit of strategy there, but not able to find his mark with the diving elbow, and that tactical error may be the thing that cost him this match. And once again, DJ Dix locking on the gravity squeeze, but Jasper, oh my God. Chewbacca knocking out the King of the Ring 99 champion. Billy Gunn has not moved since taking that devastating slam. Once again, Jasper fires up another blazing tornado, dropping DJ Dix right onto his neck. Big Samoan drop from DJ Dix. And this final 3, no one willing to give up in this contest. Repeated clubbing blows from the Wookiee. Time to figure COLBY is very alarmed by the state of this final 3, as any one of these competitors are just an absolute monster. Hold on, big bear hug, but Chewbacca getting a hand on that top rope. And DJ Dix trying to put Jasper away, but Chewbacca denying him the ability to do so, and Jasper sending DJ Dix to the outside. It is Jasper and Chewbacca all alone in the ring here. And cranking at another blazing tornado crushing the top of Chewbacca's skull. Jasper to her feet first, but how much of that was instinct? You saw she was not fully aware of where she was in the ring, but that bear hug will seal it. Jasper is victorious in this COLBY Open Challenge.
Hey, look here.
And Jasper just booked herself a ticket to tonight's semi-main event. And respond back, Nick, I can say with absolute certainty, Chewbacca is like probably a middle 200s. I'm not sure what Jasper is. The one that surprised me the most was Billy Gunn. All the shit he was kicking out of. He is almost certainly statted too high to be Billy Gunn. But yeah, Jasper, another success story of the Open Challenge format, as she has been in so many of these, come so close time and time again, and to finally succeed and get an opportunity to challenge COLBY in tonight's semi-main event. But let's keep this show rolling here. I did mention that, Drew, you do have a match tonight, so let us go ahead and get into that contest, as you will be fighting against the Alpizars. With your longtime tag team partner, Antonio. No, not 2-on-1. And Drew putting on one hell of a show in tag team action last week. We are going to give Drew an opportunity to reignite that flame and pick up the torch as viable competitors in the tag team division. And will be doing so going up against Eric and Linda Alpizar. And as I said, with his longtime tag team partner and close personal friend, Antonio Del Valle. So let us go ahead and get into that contest right now. Eric making a name for himself in the singles division, trying to create a situation where he is the #1 contender to Terrell's championship. Of course, just last week, Drew Serpa besting Terrell in tag team action, not getting the pinfall victory over Terrell directly. You've got to figure there is a lot of ways that Drew's career trajectory could go after a match like that and after a match like this against a man that has declared himself the #1 contender. Big European uppercut from Alpizar. And Serpa measuring him with that open palm strike, but Alpizar firing back with thunderous kicks and a toe kick from Serpa just to create a little bit of space, and big gut wrench suplex. Putting that wrestling background to good use here. One big back switch. Plants Alpizar to the mat, but Alpizar reversing course. Antonio getting his hands up, protecting himself from those vicious strikes of Alpizar. And now just trying to slow him down a little bit, locking on that chin lock. But a tactical error, giving Eric the space to get to his own corner and bring Linda back into this contest, or into this contest for the first time, rather. But Antonio holding his own quite well thus far. Big DDT from Linda. And Antonio trying to connect with that wheel kick, but sidestepped, and big arm drag from Antonio. Antonio shot into that corner turnbuckle, but able to sidestep that open palm strike and get back into his own corner, and big double drop kick. Going to create opportunities for Serpa. Gunshot rolling takedown, but Linda able to escape and get back to her own corner, and we are back to the matchup we have started this contest with. Another big gut wrench suplex from Drew Serpa. And the Alpizars are in trouble at this point in the contest. Big STO from Eric, trying to slow the momentum down as he delivers repeated punches to the forehead. And despite not having wrestled together for several weeks, you can see how comfortable both Drew and Antonio are together as a team, tagging frequently, working together on those 2-on-1 situations. Like, this is a well-prepared tag team. Ooh, big scoop and a slam, and Alpizar now working the legs of Antonio. Antonio, that high-flying, fast-paced style. Alpizar trying to slow him down, possibly, as Antonio caught in the unblockable high and low. Oh, but this time only goes high and ducks that wheel kick, but unable to avoid that big drop kick into the chest, and a big boy senton from Linda Alpizar.
Ask him.
And Antonio calling for Harada, asking to check for the submission. Drew calling for the tag, and he gets it. Gets that mount position, but hold on, Linda rolls through. But now a combination hold, trying to work the neck and arm of Alpizar. Now Eric responding back with an arm and neck hold of his own. Trying to outmaneuver a wrestler on the mat, and that striking is the difference maker. And big scoop and a slam, and Drew trapped in the wrong corner of the ring, as it is a long way from that orange Gatorade corner. Ooh. Feints and goes for that double leg takedown. Doesn't quite hit its mark, but that back suplex does. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. Count 2. Alpizar going back to his own corner. Hold on. Eric getting a double leg takedown of his own. And goes into a series of mounted punches. Big back switch. And Drew showcasing that wrestling background.
10 minutes gone.
And that's going to send both teams to their own corner, get a fresh competitor in this contest. Big punch to the gut from Alpizar. He goes for the toe kick. It is sidestep, but that wheel kick is not. But big knee to the gut and another toe kick, and toe kick in response from Alpizar. Both of these competitors' feet highly educated. as they collide with the sides and the head of their opponents. And now that low roundhouse taking Antonio's legs out from underneath his legs. But Antonio, once again, this is that tag team strategy that Antonio and Drew have been working on. And big frog splash in honor of his Uncle Eddie. Goes for the cover. 1, 2. But Linda making the save and creating an opportunity for her team. And once again, the unblockable Antonio able to protect himself, and this time that enziguri trying to take the head clean off his shoulders connects. And big flying neckbreaker, both competitors down in the center of the ring, both up at nearly the same time. But it is Linda that has gained the upper hand in this exchange. But Drew being brought in, Antonio managing to get out of that blue Gatorade corner, and now an STO and sweep creates an opening for Drew Serpa. Goes for that cover. It's a long way to go, too. Count 2. Linda able to power out. Super kick! And Linda just making a mockery of this orange Gatorade team. Hold on, roll up out of nowhere, cover 2. But Antonio unable to cut Linda off. And that is going to create another opportunity. Hold on, small package bomb cover, but no. Alpizar getting a hand on the bottom rope, rolls through once again. But Linda was still in the ring and able to break up that pin attempt one more time. And by her team, another opportunity at victory in this contest. Hold on, moonsault fall, and it's a long way to go from that blue Gatorade corner. But Alpizar kicking out at 2. Antonio foot on the bottom rope. Hold on, going high risk here. And rolling guillotine off the top. And Alpizar now shot into that corner turnbuckle. Hold on. No, reverses. Alpizar series of kicks, creating an opportunity for Linda now. And double drop kick square in the chest. Into the 2 shirts of Antonio Del Valle. Hold on, big toe kick as Antonio trying to reverse course. But he is spun around. Cover 1, 2. But Antonio powering out, even as Linda cutting off Drew. Once again, Linda just raking the face of Antonio, trying to rip the mask off his face with those boots. Drew not quite able to cut Linda off. And that is going to create a problem as we've got a fresh Alpizar coming in like a house of fire. Rolls through, but Drew, excellent ring awareness, getting a hand on the bottom rope there. But low drop kick, once again targeting the legs. Hold on, roll up out of nowhere, cover 1. This time Antonio is ready to make the cutoff, but Alpizar able to kick out. Double underhook suplex from Drew. Both competitors struggling to get to their feet. How much more is it going to take for either of these teams? Once again, there's that strategy, that ring awareness from Serpa, but Antonio unable to cut Linda off. And that seems to be the story of this team. And Stormbreaker from Antonio, but Alpizar springs to his feet immediately. And another willpower for good measure. Linda escaping and diving Big Boy off the top. Hold on, sunset flip powerbomb, but it is right in that blue Gatorade corner. Now both competitors just struggling to gain the upper hand. Super kick from Linda, and that might do it too. But Drew now making the save. Neither team willing to give an inch, but this might be it. 3 count fall. And that Frankensteiner, as Harada had forced Alpizar to get back to the tag ropes, he was unable to make the save. And Antonio picking up the pinfall victory over Linda Alpizar. And Drew calling it on the way to the back. This was all part of their plan. We're saving Antonio for a critical moment in this match. And when he saw an opportunity, he stole it. And neither of the Alpizars could see it coming. But while we've got some tag team action here, let's go ahead and get into the KOF Trios title. Of course, the team of Brad Chad, Zack Sabre Jr., and Kurt London. This will potentially be their third defense, but there is one hell of a team coming in to square up against this Orange Gatorade team. Well, Eric, you are still technically on a path to be the #1 contender for Terrell's title. Because the way that match played out, it was actually very convenient that you did not eat the pin. Because you have not been pinned or submitted in several weeks, and you have been on television for several weeks, beating, like, top stars. So, like... But now you've got Drew that has fought Terrell in a match recently, and now fought you in a match recently. Not able to get the pinfall or submission victory over either of you, but trying to insert himself into a title picture. I mean, you did beat Olympic judo champion Willem Riska to become the first ever Shoot League champion. That is a real thing that happened. And the team that will be challenging for the KOF Television Championship. These all look the same, actually. Like, I don't see the difference between 1 and 3. Oh, okay, one's got afro. I'm a fool. And it is going to be the best team money can buy. Backed by Virgil, it's Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant, the Mega Bucks. And in a very uncharacteristic fashion, the challengers have issued a statement to the champions.
No one can beat Bucks.
I'll put you to sleep with my $1 million dream.
I am very concerned they did not actually turn on elimination. This team of Kurt London, Brad Chad, and Zack Labor Jr., an unorthodox combination of competitors, but they have proven week in and week out that they are incredibly effective as a team. The mat wrestling ability of Zack Sabre Jr., the pure wrestling ability of Brad Chad, somehow complementing that athletic and showy style of Kurt London. But right now, they have to get through the $1 Million Man. And his team changing strategies a little bit, bringing Kurt London in now. And DiBiase bringing in his bodyguard, Virgil, wrestling superstar. You know, this man is only fighting to get that unlimited soup salad and breadstick money for Olive Garden. But he is certainly looking to earn his keep in this contest as Zack Sabre Jr., that guillotine choke that took Sarah Reis out of action just a couple minutes into last week's contest. Hold on. Virgil, wrestling superstar, blocking that double leg takedown. Quite literally beaten to the punch by Virgil, wrestling superstar. But a PK just buries a boot in the chest of Virgil. But now, the 8th wonder of the world, Andre the Giant, is going to assert his will on this match. And once again, that guillotine choke, just trying to shut Andre down. London now fired into that blue Gatorade corner and repeated chops to the chest.
5 minutes gone.
Kurt London trying to get some offense started, but Andre grabbing the ropes. And now Ted DiBiase back into this contest. Kurt London now bringing Brad Chad back into this match. And DiBiase trying to figure out exactly what he needs to do here, but was too distracted by Kurt London. And Kurt London's natural ability to steal the spotlight, to steal any scene that he is in, working to his team's advantage as it created an opportunity for Brad Chad. Brad Chad picking the leg of Andre the Giant, trying to take the big man down. But not quite enough. Big fireman's carry takeover using his weight against him. Double leg takedown now. And transitioning into a giant swing. And that is over 500 pounds of man that is being thrown around by Brad Chad. And once again, another double leg takedown. And once again, just an amazing display of athletic ability. Not able to hold that on for very long, but even a couple rotations is significant when you're moving that much weight around. Hold on now, big double suplex as Virgil and Zack Sabre Jr. going head to head in this matchup. Zack Sabre Jr. now working both arms, and Virgil is trapped, but able to power out of that hold. And devastating drop kick right into the face. And flying armbar. Zack, master of catch-as-catch-can wrestling.
10 minutes gone.
So difficult to get any kind of read on because anything you throw at him, he can transition right into a submission hold. Zacky protecting himself, giving space for Kurt London, but Virgil able to get out of that orange Gatorade corner. And that's going to send Kurt London to the outside. That's going to clear out both aprons.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Kurt London and Ted DiBiase battling it out on the outside as both teams just going to war with one another in the center of the ring. Big shoulder block, and Ted DiBiase feigning innocence there, saying he's got nothing to do with Kurt London stuck on the outside. Oh, that was nearly enough, but Zack Sabre just buying some time for Kurt London with that cross arm breaker, allowing him to get to his own corner and cover one. Ooh, but only one. Now these two face one another as God intended, but who will come out on top? And it is Andre the Giant as he goes back into that Mega Bucks corner. Big chop from Virgil and repeated punches to the gut. But no, hold on. Brad Chad reversing course that Russian leg sweep. And sit out lariat will flatten Virgil. It's going to send him back to his own corner, bring Zack Sabre Jr. back into this match. And another big Russian leg sweep from Virgil now. And big backdrop. And Zack Sabre Jr. in trouble here, as Virgil just in complete control right now. The bodyguard of the Mega Bucks taking it to this championship team, as Virgil just throwing devastating left hands and finishing with a barn door right hand as Andre the Giant, massive shoulder block. And now we'll see that size, we'll see whether or not size matters, although Zack Sabre able to get back to his own corner, bring a fresh man into this match, and that two men able to suplex Andre to the outside.
3, 4,
And once again, that giant swing.
7, 8, 9.
Big body splash from Kurt London, trying to add a little bit of extra damage to the illegal $1 million man, Ted DiBiase. But Virgil throwing sledgehammer-like shots in the corner. Just swinging wild haymakers at Kurt London. And London is in trouble. This entire team is in trouble. That backdrop absolutely colossal. But Kurt London responding back, hitting Virgil with his own patented Russian leg sweep. Virgil now firing up, but Brad Chad shutting him down, and oh my God, rolls through cover 1, 2, but Ted DiBiase able to break it up, and that could have been a critical elimination. And big falling fist from the $1 Million Man. That bear hug, but Zack Sabre able to break up the hold. And lifting and dropping DiBiase right onto his neck. As Brad Chad in the driver's seat. Hard shot right to the face, and Brad Chad going to take a moment to get to his own corner, but that will create an opening for DiBiase to do the same, and a massive double power bomb just flattens Zack Sabre Jr. And big boot from Andre, but hold on, no. Oh my God, Tornad kick just crushing the skull of Ted DiBiase. But Andre taking it back to basics. Just a scoop and a slam. Back switch from Zachy, but no. Back elbow cuts off that plan of attack. And Zack Sabre Jr. just repeated European uppercuts, literally fighting gravity as he throws those hard shots nearly a foot above his own head. Andre now shutting out both members of this team. Hold on. Shining axe kick to the back of the head. But Kurt London is not finished, but Virgil, wrestling superstar, able to reverse momentum, but a kangaroo kick creates an opening. Big moonsault cover 1, 2, such a long way to go. 3 count fall. And Virgil, wrestling superstar, is eliminated. And hold on just a moment. And Andre the Giant just using his size and that intimidation factor, keeping Kurt London keeping Brad Chad and Zack Sabre Jr. from being unable to make the save. Saying you will obey, Andre the Giant. Hold on. Ted DiBiase trapped in the Tree of Woe and a soul butt to the knee. Trying to hamper DiBiase's walking ability, as a big STO and suplex will flatten the $1 Million Man, but it is Andre the Giant you've got to watch out for. Cover 1, 2, but Kurt London able to make the save. And a devastating headbutt from Andre the Giant and an axe handle. And just as Zack Sabre was fighting gravity, that is a gravity-assisted double axe handle as those arms come crashing down from over 7 feet in the air. And Andre just powering through Brad Chad there with that devastating knee. And once again, Andre taking it back to basics. Right hands, left hands, knees, and headbutts. Andre trying to find a way to score an elimination here. Cover 1, 2, 3 count fall. And Brad Chad is eliminated. And it looks like the legal men, it's Zack Sabre Jr. and Andre the Giant. Andre able to get the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase back into this match. And DiBiase going high risk. Falling elbow right into the lower back of Zack Sabre Jr. The crowd demanding Kurt London, but Zack is so far away from that orange Gatorade corner. Double leg takedown from Zack. Cross arm breaker, but both teams scoring a rope break here as DiBiase keeps this fight in the blue Gatorade corner. And, Andre the Giant now sending Zack so far away from his own corner. And that could be the critical mistake. No. Andre able to cut Zack off for just a moment. But that flying guillotine bought him exactly enough time to get Kurt London into this match. Big drop kick to the back, and Kurt London is fired up. On roll up out of nowhere, cover 1. Oh my God, but only a 1 count. Is going to take so much more than that to bring a Giant down. Cover 1. And once again, still only a 1 count. And cover 1, 2. Oh, but only a 2 count as Zack Sabre Jr. still in this match. Zack setting up for the PK. Cover 1, 2. But the numbers advantage protecting the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And Zack trying to bring this fight away from their corner. But a big shoulder block will just absolutely flatten him. And Andre going for that patented elbow drop just buries 500 pounds right into the back of Zack Sabre Jr. A big boot as well. Zack, hold on now. Could be it. Cover 1, 2, 3 count fall. So, to be clear, Nick, like I was aware that was an issue. So like I went like end of career Andre, where like his body is like super fucked up and doesn't work very well, and still too good. Because this was like one of the lowest statted Andres that I could find. But yeah, Giant's just legit too good at trios matches, which is a shame because like that does eliminate a lot of possible teams. But that will be a victory for the best team money can buy. The Mega Bucks are your new KOF TV champions. Also, before we move on to the next match, like I did see in the chat some concern that So, good news about Kurt is because now he's not stuck in the KOF TV title picture, he is free to do other things and do, like, interesting singles things. So, like, him dropping the belt is not necessarily a bad thing. Because there is a couple matchups that I very much want to see him in, but, like, because he was stuck with the KOF TV title, that was not a possibility. But to address a couple things in the chat before we roll on to our next thing. So, like, there was concern about Virgil's gear, where they said it looks like he is wearing KFC buckets for tights. I was like, that's probably, like, the least problematic thing about Virgil as a character, where, like, he is literally the $1 million manservant, and, like, that's his gimmick. Also, I mean, fair. I will not stand Zack hate in my chat. Zack Sabre Jr. is one of, like, the 2 good people in wrestling. Like, I mean, like, good people. Like, not good wrestlers. Because everyone in that business is a fucking carny and just a rotten person. But Zack's a good dude. And he's out here campaigning for Bernie Sanders. But let's see here. Do have another contest here, as this was announced earlier on tonight's show, and I fucked up the order of my card a little bit, but nothing we can't recover from. Coming up next, Matthew Knapp up against Dick Bruiser for the Knicks Wrestling Organization Heavyweight Championship. So give me just a moment to set up the ring area for a landmine death match. And that is Matthew Knapp, Dick Bruiser, landmine death match, and that is right now.
Hi.
Dick Bruiser starting off strong. You always wonder in matches like these, what Matthew Knapp are you going to get? Are you going to get the amateur wrestler, the technician Matthew Knapp, or are you going to get the unorthodox assassin that is Dick-based offense Matthew Knapp? And it looks like we are getting Matt the wrestler, at least at this stage of the contest. Ooh, goes for that double leg takedown, but it is blocked by Bruiser, and repeated kicks to the crown, showing Knapp that that is not a good strategy. And hold on, big backdrop. Matt sent to the outside and into the explosives. And Matthew Knapp busted wide open. Not sure if it was the barbed wire or the C4 explosives on the outside, but Matthew Knapp already in trouble. And you can see that blood just pooling in his face, and Knapp locking on that dick hold, that patented dick hold, and that is what he is reaching for out of desperation. Both competitors slugging it out, but you've got to figure this has to tremendously favor Bruiser as Matt's face already busted open. Each one of those shots just adding to that sustained damage. And devastating slam. Knapp nearly eliminated right there. Cover 1, 2, 3 count fall. And less than 5 minutes. Dick Bruiser making short work of Matthew Knapp. The moment that Knapp was sent to the outside and into that explosive barbed wire, that spelled the beginning of the end for Matthew Knapp's Knicks Wrestling Organization championship dreams, as it was all Dick Bruiser from there on. Yeah, I gotta say, Matt tried to grab a hold, but it was too little too late, and Dick Bruiser coming out on top in this contest. But give me just a moment to grab something to drink, and we've only got 3 more matches left on tonight's show, so give me just a moment here. I will be right back. Apologies for keeping you guys waiting, but we are back. As I said, we have only got 3 more matches left on tonight's card. Let's see here. Of course, tonight's semi-main event, that is going to be COLBY, and we now know his opponent is going to be Jasper. Tonight's main event going to be the Source Tag Team Tournament Championship to determine the Chopshop title and the winner of $50,000 and a brand new SUV. And the next match to follow, and this was at the request of Judgment Pro Wrestling boss JB3. A little bit of a receipt for the actions of James Holloway just a few weeks ago, trying to sow discord not only in the Blake's house locker room, but also bringing Blake into a 2-on-1 altercation against JB3, beating the man down in the middle of the ring. He has requested a match 1-on-1, James Holloway with the JPW Enforcer, the Gatekeeper, and we are giving him that match. So let us go ahead and get into this contest right now. JV3's enforcer, a man that he brings out to solve problems. And James Holloway has been a problem in the Blake's House locker room for several weeks now. But we saw just last week Holloway besting DJ Dix in single competition. Can certainly hold his own against seemingly insurmountable forces. But let us see just how well he can handle himself against the Gatekeeper. Holloway attempting to best the Gatekeeper in the best of strength, transitions with that drop toe hold, and thus far handling himself quite well. Both competitors in a bit of a feeling out process, not committing to anything huge thus far in this match. Big double axe handle from the big man, the Gatekeeper. And right now, the Gatekeeper appears to be in control, but you know just how quickly that can turn around, swinging wildly with that barn door right hand, unable to find its mark. Big elbow to the back of the head and one to the back of the leg for good measure, but Holloway fires back and locks on a knee bar, trying to slow down the big man. Neither side really allowing the other to gain the upper hand in this contest, but the Gatekeeper taking that symbolic victory, sending Holloway to the outside, standing alone in the Blake's House wrestling ring. But this is not over the top rope elimination. This is singles, pinfall, submission, or fight stoppage in the rare case of knockout or injury. Both of these men extremely capable at all three of those things, as Holloway locks on a knee bar on those tree trunk-like legs of the Gatekeeper. Big elbow to the top of the head, and once again that barn door right hand not finding its mark, as Holloway able to sidestep the Gatekeeper to his feet so quickly. A speed that betrays his size. Big back switch, but unclear who came out on top in that exchange, but once again, just a total back and forth. Neither competitor willing to give an inch in this contest. Big Bulldog flattens the Gatekeeper in the center of the ring, but Gatekeeper to his feet quickly, able to protect himself, and devastating spear, just crushing blow. And big body press from the Gatekeeper, and gets a count too early. Gatekeeper once again just using his size to his advantage. Big backdrop, just flattening Holloway there. And crushing lariat, just caving in the throat of Holloway. And Holloway going low with that drop kick to the knee. And once again, targeting the legs of the Gatekeeper. Trying to chop down a tree. But we will have to see how effective that strategy is, as he is spiked directly in the throat by the Gatekeeper, and another crushing lariat. And Holloway in trouble. So very rare for him at this point in his career, but right now getting lifted and slammed into the mat, and the Gatekeeper once again, big body press, cover 1, 2. Oh my God, that was nearly enough, as Holloway is on Dream Street right now. Holloway, Rana out of desperation, trying to regain his footing in this contest. This time able to connect with that backdrop, and that's going to buy him some time to breathe. And it looks like he's signaling for that Persona 450, but The Gatekeeper was to his feet and now signaling for it once again as he goes up top and connects with the Persona 450 off the top too. Oh my God. Neither man able to pick up a victory. Rolls through. 1, 2. And crushing lariat once again. And this big powerbomb could spell the end for Holloway. Big body press. Holloway just too far from that bottom rope. That's got to be it. And a 3-count fall. And JB3's Enforcer sending a message to James Holloway. Holloway, as he was walking to the back, indicating this isn't over. This is not the last you have seen from him against the JPW office. But we will have to check back on that next week, as we have got just 2 more matches left in tonight's contest, or in tonight's show rather. And coming up next, the COLBY Open Challenge. We now know COLBY going head-to-head with Jasper. Let me see here. Let me cue that up. Who had won the COLBY Open Challenge Battle Royal. And COLBY is going to have his work cut out for him with just how effective Jasper was in that contest. But let us not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get right into tonight's contest. And COLBY walking to the ring. You can see that title card. Blake's House Tag Team Champion, but he is standing alone as the Tag Team Champion. We have not been able to locate Maglo in the past week, and it is going to be a growing concern if he does not show up for next week's show. But right now, COLBY cannot afford to look that far ahead, as this is a gem that you cannot see through. But would say very similar philosophies in their fighting style, both Jasper and COLBY. Both use their anger to fuel their combat ability. As both of these competitors become more frustrated, they hit that much harder. They become that much more difficult to keep down. And that is going to be a huge factor in tonight's contest. Side starting off somewhat slow, although a big spine buster and body press from Jasper. Showcasing that she means business, throwing all of her weight around onto COLBY. But a clubbing blow to the back will be COLBY's answer. But as he attempts to press the advantage, not quite able to do so, as a boot to the side of the head will shut him down. But sledgehammer-like shot coming from that left hand, and this time the right. Tries to crack the skull of Jasper, but unable to do so, as Jasper once again gets a 2 count with that big body press. COLBY set in that corner turnbuckle, but diving into the corner and meets only turnbuckle is Jasper, and that's going to create an opening for Colby as a big shoulder block and repeated mounted punches as Colby now turns on the gas. But that offensive burst so short-lived, and as Jasper able to reverse course and maintain the momentum once again. It's like Colby going to make her run a little bit.
5 minutes gone.
Ooh, ducking that precision haymaker. That would have been so devastating had that connected. Jasper now goes for a massive shoulder block, just burying that bicep nearly the size of Colby's head right into the side of his head. And backdrop Uranagi planting Colby onto the mat. And Colby is in trouble here. Big jawbreaker and clubbing blow to the chest as Colby looks to regain some offensive momentum. Sidesteps a lariat again, but unable to avoid that massive power bomb. Colby barely able to kick out. Not even getting a 1 count on Jasper. Colby very clearly in trouble as Jasper could be setting up for Blazing Tornado. No, jackhammer, but Colby foot on the bottom rope. Able to keep himself alive in this contest for just a little bit longer. And big back elbow as Colby tries to reevaluate his strategy. Slam Jasper going high risk, and back elbow just buries all of her weight on Colby, and back elbow once again. And Colby swinging wildly, trying to get anything that can gain him some sort of momentum in this contest, but he is unable to do so as just repeated elbows just caving in the chest of Colby. Colby now shooting Jasper into that corner turnbuckle, but Jasper shooting Colby to the outside.
2, 3.
Going for that tackle. It was sidestepped by Jasper, and Jasper once again sending Colby to the outside, and this time Jasper will follow.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Colby and Jasper willing to duke it out on the outside.
9.
As Jasper doing the deal, no one kicks out of the Falcon Arrow, but on the outside, Harada's count will not be for a pinfall. But Colby wants to settle this in the ring. That could prove to work against him as Jasper once again turning up the heat on Colby. Hold on. Colby gaining a little bit of momentum, pushing Jasper back into the center of the ring and lights her up with repeated shots to the top of the head. Colby still in dire straits. That's got to be enough.
2, 3.
And Jasper, 3 count fall. Colby never really able to gain his footing in this match, and it showed. Jasper absolutely dominating from bell to bell. And it's possible Colby's mind not on this match, but on the whereabouts of his missing tag team partner. But regardless of the cause, the outcome is the same. Jasper victorious over Colby in the Colby Open Challenge. as I said, we have one final match for you guys tonight. The resolution of the Chopshop Tag Team Tournament sponsored by The Source Magazine. Before we get into this match, let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket to see exactly how we got here. Of course, Robert Walsh and John Newton, both victorious, or getting a bye out of the first round due to winning a landmine death match against the Firm before this tournament started. That match was what gave JB3 the inspiration to create this Chopshop tag team division. A more brutal, a more raw tag team division. No countouts, no disqualification, no rope breaks, tornado tag format. And they rode that bye into the second round, where they would face JB3 and his close personal friend D-Mob, who bested the Perlman brothers in the first round. But due to having a week off, they made relatively short work of JB3 and D-Mob, getting themselves a spot in the finals. Now let's look at the lower half of the bracket. The Firm first taking on Method Man and Redman. That match was an absolute war. Could have gone either way, but the Firm just narrowly edging it out in that contest. And then fan favorites of Blake's house, JJ Mondo, teaming up with his mentor and idol, Slick Rick, taking on Omar Epps and Busta Rhymes. The submission specialist and the power wrestler, Slick Rick, and JJ Mondo besting that team, but that was also just an all-out brawl as Slick Rick and Busta Rhymes both trying to disable the opposing team and nearly succeeding on several occasions. That created an opportunity for the Firm the following week against a team that was not fully rested, not fully recovered, to pick up the victory and earn themselves a rematch against Robert Walsh and John Newton in the finals. And this match will determine exactly who is the first ever Judgment Pro Wrestling Chopshop Tag Team Champion. So let's go ahead and get into this match right now. These two teams have faced each other time and time again. I believe this will be their 5th matchup as a tag team in some capacity in Blake's House television history. So they know each other quite well. If I had to give an edge to a team, I would have to give it to John Newton and Robert Walsh. Both because they had the easier road getting here with a bye in the first week and a relatively dominant performance over JB3 and D-Mob. But in addition to that, they did best the Firm in these two teams' last meeting in a somewhat similar format. In a tornado tag landmine deathmatch, they proved they were able to make use of the chaos that match type created and were able to come up victorious. Big swinging neck breaker from Robert Walsh. Newton goes for the cover on Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith able to power out.
Give up.
And massive tackle there. big pile driver. Both teams pulling out their big moves early. Mr. Adams trying to break up that backdrop, but unable to do so, as Newton and Walsh seemingly in control at this point in the contest. Sidestepping that lariat there. But the Firm battling back as both Mr. Smith and John Newton seemingly competing with one another over who can inflict the most harm on their opponents. Big lift and then drop. And that double team offense, that is that well-measured teamwork of the Firm, but Newton having absolutely none of it. A pair of toe kicks will create the separation he needs. A double axe handle from Mr. Smith, and the Firm in control. Newton and Walsh responding back. Count 2. Big lariat, but leaping pile driver from Newton, and Mr. Adams making a critical save at this point in the match. Cover 1, 2, count 2. And leaping pile driver, this time from Mr. Smith, as a chinlock applied from Mr. Adams to John Newton. Swinging neck breaker and just a blatant chokehold, but no disqualification. Mario's going to have to allow it. And Newton putting on a show for the crowd as Walsh, big backdrop. And devastating shot, just absolutely crumples Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith answers back and flattens Walsh as well. Cover 1. Oh, that was nearly it, but Newton unable to make the save as he was preoccupied with Mr. Adams nearly getting a pinfall victory over him. Big lariat, gut wrench suplex on the other side of the ring, and Mr. Smith is fired up. Newton frustrated with Mr. Smith that he was able to break that hold.
Give up.
And these unorthodox submissions, not technically illegal in this format. Mario is forced to adjust and call for the submission. But thus far, none of those have been the deciding factor in this contest. Oh my God, belly to back overhead suplex. Just launching Newton. And that's it. And Mr. Smith making sure, after securing the knockout victory over Walsh, pinning John Newton in a display of dominance as the crowd in attendance counted to 3 while Mario would code a check on Robert Walsh. This rivalry is far from over. We thought this was settled in the Landmine Deathmatch, but this tournament has only reinvigorated the animosity between these two teams. But that is going to conclude the main portion of tonight's show. Of course, we've always got our bonus match that I will be putting on while I hang out with you guys in the chat and kind of go over tonight's show. So are there any names that you guys are married to in these four guys, except for DiBiase because he literally wrestled tonight? Want Bam Bam Bigelow? I can absolutely do that. Bigelow and Steiner, I'm very okay with that matchup. But Nick, you do bring up a legitimate issue of a Giant being on a tag team that holds the Trios title. I'm going to sit on that for a couple weeks because Virgil is like statted like a slightly elevated manager, and it is like one of the worst iterations of Andre the Giant. If that still proves to be too powerful, and it was very dominant in that previous matchup, we'll find a way to gimmick the title off of him. But we'll see what that does look like in the next couple weeks. Otherwise, I think what else like was going on this week. No, I mean, it is also possible that I underestimated just how effective a Giant, even a like lower than average statted Andre the Giant, would be. I'm gonna put that in my back pocket. I might be doing something special next week. So a gimmick I am looking to implement with you guys like hanging out in the chat is I had an idea for the trios match where I would have a guest commentator be the person that picks the team, gets to commentate the match. So I might have something cool next week, or I might have nothing next week, depending on how some things work out. Yeah, what's happening, Schnitzel? Appreciate you stopping by. But also another cool development, a like actual local independent wrestler is aware the stream exists, and I'm gonna try to collaborate with him on some stuff. Like maybe get him to like play himself on the stream. So I've got some ideas for the stream that are currently like just in the ideas phase. How local? The restaurant that I walked to have breakfast this morning, he cooks there. But he is actually like a legit wrestler, and like holds a title with a local like promotion. But so yeah, like actually I am going to be trying to do more things with the stream. Like as far as like tonight's show, I am happy that kind of moved the ball on a couple like character things. Okay, yeah, you said you were mentioning like thinking about going to a wrestling school. Like, Honestly, I hear they do good stuff. Like, I have played with that idea, like, going to something like that, like, acknowledging, hey, I'm never gonna wrestle, like, 50 weeks a year, but, like, would be cool to go to one of those, and, like, just kind of see what it's like to, like, be in capital T, capital B, this business, like, from the inside. It'd be kind of neat. But, yeah, move the needle on a couple storylines this week that I'm happy with. Like, reminding people Joey existed was a priority for this week, and he got a pretty convincing victory over GDX. Both Drew and Eric got to look strong in their tag team match with each other, which is important. As well as, like, hey, Antonio still exists. That's rad. There were a lot of, like, super one-sided matches this week that, like, wasn't super happy about, but that is this game. And, like, the open challenge, like, I can live with overstated characters making it into the open challenge because, like, it's a goofy gimmick match, and, like, that is where the crowd gets to suggest weird characters, and it doesn't really mean anything. So, like, Jasper blowing Colby up, I'm not super mad about. And I got to play up the Maglo is missing angle. So, like, still got to, like, fit that into a real storyline. A constant theme on this show, one that will be almost certainly resolved next week, is interference is so goddamn finicky. Like, it basically just... 20% is not high. 20%, I would feel, is low. Well, I mean, I guess it's relative. If somebody was like, hey, if you do this thing 20% of the time, you just die instantly, I might say that's high. Probably wouldn't want to do that. Would probably want to take it down to the next slider, which is 5%. But, I don't know, that's just kind of a issue. And we were just talking about it with the Gatekeeper at the open of this show, where there's just, for all the things that you have so much control over in this game, that is a thing they just don't give you enough control over, and it's very frustrating. Like, even the mods that, like, give you more control over things. Yeah. I mean, shit, No Mercy high was, like, either 90% or 70%. That's what they called high. In this game, high is 20%. It is going to be cool playing with the mods that give me camera control, so you guys don't have to see this isometric view every time. Not specifically, Nick. Like, as always, if you've got some suggestions for matchups or, like, want to do more with the NWO Championship, considering, like, hey, it was just featured on TV, like, definitely put some suggestions in the Discord. And I know, Nick, you posted about, like, hey, you want to try and come up with a new #1 contender. and myself, you, and GK can kind of figure out who's going to be in that battle royal, things like that. So between now and Sunday, we can definitely do that. I'm going to strike out weekly title defense on 2 grounds. One, that's going to pack the card so tight because there's already 3 matches that have to happen on a 10-match card. And 2, like, it's a gimmick match. I wouldn't want to see that every week anyway. But more regular than, like, the debut match was, what, like 3 weeks ago? That's a reasonable amount of time between it, like 3 weeks to a month. Like, kind of make that gimmick match, like, a big deal. Build to it. Yeah. Plus, that gives us room to, like, figure out who the #1 contender is, like, let the characters kind of jockey for position, because... yeah, like I said, that is like my biggest regret running this show. Yeah, well, A-Man's gonna be on TV next week. There is a reason I put Joey in a match and was like building him up as like somebody that like wants to be in the title picture. So. Kind of my plan for next week is Joey and A-Man are going to have a non-title exhibition. And, you know, we can work some things out from there. And yeah, like I was saying, like, Terrell is like my biggest regret running this stream. Is like there was so much build for him as a character. Like, it was a legitimately huge moment when he won the title, and then I fucking did nothing with it. So, like, I kind of have to rebuild Terrell. I can talk for a little bit. What time is it now? Yeah, let me go ahead and shut down here. Also, let me see if anybody is streaming, if I want to give you guys something to watch. Let's see. No, it looks like, huh. Didn't know they had a Twitch channel. I might watch that later. It looks like James is streaming Dota 2, a game I know nothing about. But I'll go ahead and throw you guys at James. But yeah, appreciate you guys for stopping by. As always, we do this every Sunday night at twitch.tv/MondayCindy at roughly 7:30 p.m. Do look out for our hockey stream with myself and Heavy Kura at roughly 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays. Anything else I do aside from that is a bonus, and do not count on it. But yeah, as always, hope to see you next week, and thanks for stopping by. Later on.